Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, innovating, and amazing Propagandacast from me, host and Pearl Dane, the one and only master propaganda heroes like defender of the fatherland. Off it all 1v1. Oh, and you guessed it. Beautiful road to Tunis. In the southeast it is Oziligath fighting for the German army. Deutschland. Here with the 21st Panzer Division. Rommel's finest. Northwest it is Ferig fighting here for freedom and democracy. US 1st Armored Division, we got Mechanized right up Oziligath with a triple pie opening. Better return then to the Orange Pest opening there. And he versus Rifleman Engineers Scouts here to Ferig, but Ferig yet picking the battle group, remaining a bit more sly on that one. MD42 for Oziligath. As always, big hearty thanks to my Patreon supporters, these wonderful champions of the Propagandacast, keeps making all these possible. And a big thanks to commenting and liking on the videos, helps out immensely with YouTube algorithms, getting to get the video out to more people finding the channel. So, off here we are, pioneers in all directions here, MD42 falling up, 21st Panzer Division, so in the division they got around a fair bit, fighting for Germany in North Africa until it was surrendered there, and then was rebuilt in Normandy, where it then got fairly uniquely equipped. Due to there not being enough German equipment to go around, it was actually equipped with a variety of converted French equipment. Which is sort of a bit of an interesting fun fact. They're like, you know, stuff if you ever played CoH3, the Geschützwagen, were some of the things. They also had captured or converted armored half-tracks. They had self-propelled howitzers based off similar something to the Geschützwagen. They had Katyusha rocket launchers. And they even had like this sort of massive mortars sort of setup on the back of half-tracks as well. So very unique stuff there for Normandy. Very unique stuff. Anyways, Grenadiers filling up for Oziligath. Second round squad there for Ferig. Scouts popping about here. Grenadiers almost done northern side siege with the Pioneers. MD4 to defend the cutoff point. Oziligath ready for any shenanigans there from Ferig. Any malarkey, as they might say. Grenadiers ready here for Oziligath and the German army. Ferig still not picking his battle group. I mean, airborne seems a little less likely unless Oziligath surprises with like some fast light vehicles that the others can't respond to. So more likely either spec ops or heavy weapons here from G. At least going by, shall see, typical player patterns. Not necessarily meta game, but you know, I typically expect, you know, and see people tend to like make the choices depending on the situation. Grenadiers been catching around squad here. Engaging soon with Carnot TKs here, the main bolt action rifle of the German army. Second Grenadier squad there for Oziligath. Northeast Scouts like withdrawing machinery position. He's clearly really concerned about the cutoff point, which is one of the, you know, dominating features on this map alongside this cutoff. So for Oziligath to like constantly defend this is, you know, very much expected. It does highlight, I feel, a bit to an extent, some of the perhaps more repetitive gameplay issues with the map due to these two cutoff points. Anyways, route squad being held up north here, trying to hit the fuel point. MD42 stops them, flamethrower away for the Pioneers. South side, Ferig definitely could make faster gains there, but he's clearly more focused elsewhere, so isn't quite committing. Nemo got a flank for the Scouts, dropping smoke in MD42. Timing here a bit off for Ferig, but still not too shabby. But we got there more forces rushing by Oziligath. Luftwaffe company for him. Infantry Support Center there for Ferig and Democracy. But the Pioneers get wiped, but at least before they got the flamethrower upgrade ready, so at least it's, you know, returned, refunded, jingle buried. Rifle continue to fight against the Grenadiers. See it, Pioneers moving in, another flamethrower upgrade. Obviously, since again he didn't lose the munitions, he needs to just upgrade another unit here versus Ferig. Luftwaffe company 2/3 of the way down here. Weapon support Ferig. That definitely has me think he's going to go for weapon support center. No half tracks, 50 cals maybe. I mean, we'll see. Maybe he won't do it. Maybe it still will be spec ops, but the way he's suddenly going for that, when normally most players nowadays go for motor pools, otherwise definitely has me thinking this could more likely be heavy weapons that are Ferig. But we'll have to see. No, good work here with Ferig. He did take some damage. He was able to, like, you know, slow down the Oziligath's fuel and come here by a fair bit, allowing Ferig to slightly close ahead here of Oziligath now. Tom Johnson there out of Massachusetts, ready to lead the men. But Ferig there so far, maintaining good map control here. Oziligath definitely a bit on the defense here for now, but the Luftwaffe company should find some options. There we go, 2-1 on the way. And we got M3 half-track for Ferig and Democracy. Mines. That's how I know it's good. Mines down here for Ferig. Shooting gewehr, they're withdrawing to a slightly more safe position. Armored car there halfway done. Scouts poking about Pennies moving in. Engineers closing up. Alternate the mines here by Ferig. Also, the new Calvin Klein collection is also called Mines by fun one there. Half-track almost down there for Ferig. Armored cars well almost done for Oziligath. We also got the flak 30. Straight for the fuel point here. Ferig further ratcheting up the fuel pressure against Oziligath. Exploiting the fact he's now so focused up north. He doesn't have anything here though. Of course, the 2-1 will be able to put a stop to that somewhat. And Ferig just hightails out there, skedaddling at an incredible pace there. After busy up north, the M3 rushing in, he's clearly intended to northern fuel point. One thing worth noting, and that's definitely a bit of risk if Ferig's got going, is he's only now getting his medical station in. He's sending like 2 RAV squads at like 50% health. They're going to bleed very aggressively. I'd honestly recommend him just withdraw them here and get them healed up. Yeah. Thumbs up there to Ferig, at least I think, realizing that's necessary there.
Flak gun ready.
Got raid tanks out of Oziligath. He's still not doing too much in the south. You feel like that's a minor oversight by good old Aussie. Bunkers for Oziligath, that'll definitely be a medic upgrade there. Here we go, the flak 30 there being pushed forwards. It's a front line. After this, quickly fixed up. And they're going to get this both his RAV squad healed up here by the medical station. That'll definitely do Oziligath some good. Oziligath for Ferig. Not Oziligath. I mean, once he gets his medic back up, that'll do him some good. Mortars! Ferig to help deal with the support weapons that are being brought forward here by the German army. And there you go, anti-tank half-track. Can't deal with the 2-1. Of course, should be careful about driving right in front of the flak 30, as the flak 30 can do some pretty mean work to that in a very short amount of time.
Research completed.
There we go, medic bunker ready. And there you go, anti-tank half-tank bombarding here. But we also got the mortar now around here, Ferig, freedom, democracy, and liberty. And there you go, Pani sitting off the line, losing Ludwig in the process, forcing Dieter to pick up command of the squad and withdraw the rest. And there you go, mortified effort sending a threat here to Oziligath support weapons. He's quickly retreating here as Ferig comes charging in. Jäg as well there for Oziligath, likely Panzer upgrade down the way. As for Ferig, still no battle group. Maybe it could still be Spec Ops, but instincts definitely make me feel like it's gonna be heavy weapons. On the south side, Oziligath finally making some progress there, thumbs up. As Ferig sort of sinks a bit more attention and focus towards the centre, and a bit the north here, but the 2-2 on around there. It does become tougher for Ferig. It's like easily harassed there. Oziligath without something to like quickly shut down the 2-1. Jäger's out and bingo. Panzerschreck. Raketen Panzerbüchse. Further south of Ross goes the Pioneers. Grenadiers following up here. In the north, Engineers almost taken out. Scouts here deploying smoke, trying to cover the withdrawal here. Nice play there by Ferig actually. 2-1 can rush through this, can rush right into line of 5, the anti-tank half-track here. At which point he has to question himself, does he want... Oh, does still get the scout, but he might lose the armoured car here. Yes!
We have lost the scout car.
Pretty good trade-off there, I think, there for Ferig. Not ideal, obviously, but still, that's definitely going to put a better dent than Oziligath's map control and just harassment ability versus Ferig. That's a pretty good hit. Another RAV sport there for Ferig. Freedom, democracy, and liberty. Still no sign of a battle group. Nothing goes wrong in waiting. Some players do prefer and tend to perform better with, you know, some later battle group picks. That, of course, as you should have said, at some point, you're just waiting too long and not really achieving anything with it. Which is definitely, I think, a bit of a habit people developed, I think, awkwardly in Code 2. So, support elements here for Oziligath, that's definitely going to be a big event here. He did cancel it. Might be just planning to go straight for the Panzer Company
We have
here.
lost control of a victory point.
So Ferig, they've lost a bit of ground despite taking out the 2-1, but now he does have barred up riflemen, and he's got a lot of them, and that definitely poses a bit more problem here for Oziligath with a lot of some grenadiers and some Jaegers. That definitely presents Ferig with a much stronger frontline force now, and here we see the Flak 38 in pretty deep sauerkraut here, rather than they're taking from those sides. Could score a wipe here.
Territory sector lost.
Get there though. It's coming to block it.
Ready to deploy.
Stug with Starstrom, 2 thumbs up. But the Flak 30 crew here is, well, about to get flattened by the barred rifleman.
2-centimeter flak gun is silent.
I imagine he's going to destroy it here. I mean, he could do it, but the problem with Ferig, he's had to, like, pull it away here through a lot of hostile territory with an enemy foot on the flank here. And I think here Ferig very quickly and rightly deduces that his chance of getting that back to safety is nil. So, that's destroying it. Thumbs up to Ferig. Meanwhile, we do get the Stug 3D here out for Oziligath. Starts right along there, hardened veterans of the 21st Panzer Division. Rob rolling out here. Captain on the way there for Ferig, replacing the one lost. Grenadiers in the light machine gun. Look, it's this, Fritz. We finally got the Maschinengewehr. Yeah, just a bit of a shame we didn't get supplied at high command. I'm sure they're busy, you know. They got other things to manage, like what, Stalingrad. Starstorm Stug pushing through the south here. Grenadiers, they're pretty low on health. Definitely feels a bit risky there by Oziligath. Like, if Ferig had the resource nearby the units, you could, like, probably get a wipe here. Fortune. Oh, he did actually go for it. That was my least expected pick, but yeah. Doesn't mean it was an impossible pick. Quite the surprise there of Ferig, and I mean, this is the kind of surprises I do like to get. It probably means a new data point, if you will, my experience. I mean, there's certainly some utility, including the air recons there for Ferig, but airball like this just is one of the least picked options I typically find. Yeah, that was a big surprise. And got another Flak 30 here for Oziligath. Shot bounced. Let's see what happens next for Oziligath. Besides that Flak 30, will he be taking out? Will he be going for more Stug Ds, Panthers? Vespers? Even less likely, assault packages for the Starstorm. That could happen, but it's very unlikely. Then again, Oziligath might be one of the few players still willing to give it a go just for the hell of it. But on average, most round players just don't really bother with the upgrade because it's just so awkward in overall terms of performance.
2-centimeter flak gun and crew deployed.
Of course, Ferig could drop in an anti-tank gun here versus definitely the Stug D. Closeness to Starstorm here, though. Pretty big push into all these light machine guns. Definitely would be painful there for so they've got the Starstorm. Doesn't matter how elite they are, they're not bulletproof.
The battle is in our favor. Secure our victory.
So, smoke's an effective report for Ferig to mess up here. Oziligath's line of fire. Thumbs up. Use of smoke there. South side again feels a bit forgotten. But then again, this Ralph squad sweeping through it for any Germans, so it does make sense as Oziligath may not be quite keen on sending his men on a picnic down south. He's not without some heavy weapons. Also known as a Chicago picnic.
Victory point lost.
After they're falling back. Bernie's Jaeger setting up, Starstorm on the move here.
Bastards have secured our territory from us.
There we go, we got an airdrop entering out Ferig. And of course it just did this because it's purely expedient. It just says on the front line, doesn't have to worry about build speed, and of course doesn't have the motor pool, that's my line just realized. But yeah, it does give them some flexibility there in terms of build orders, which again, is still why some players also prefer airborne. It just means you can skip stuff here until have access to anti-tank guns, so. Probably should have factored that more into the possibility that Ferig might actually pull it. It's always worth keeping in mind. even airdropping in a 30 cal, which is definitely unlikely to take, it is more of a Sunhead just experience. Like, you know, it costs, I think, more or less the same as just getting it here, but this is much more needed. It does have a really cool icon. They just look like, you know, the, you know, things were attached around his neck. I mean,
Victory point lost.
Mixing half-tech entering, and moving up north to do D-Flak 30 machine gun pioneers ready to face off against the American assault. Oziligath might be setting up for the Panzer Company, and Ferig could, of course, likely be going for the tank depot next here. Good shot there from the anti-tank and Bibelin Flak Panzer for Oziligath. Flak Panzer. Ground score shouting, kept moving as well here. Flak 30 in trouble, rapid attack from all sides here. Big push by Ferig. And again, note like the angle of attack he was taking, making much harder to be caught up by a single machine gun and halted. But also being up more potential paths, like, you know, hit somewhere really painful and confusing the opponent. So that was at Ferig. Didn't quite pay out. There's some Jaegers and other units coming to the southern flank, but, you know, overall, I do like the approach. In the center, Flak 30 being overwhelmed by German assault troops here. Starsturm. Bargain bin, Starsturm, I guess. Supermarket brand Starsturm. I can't believe these aren't Starsturm. Anyways. Grenades still on the way for Ferig. Not a bad upgrade though at this point. Apart would definitely expect like Ferig to start pulling for tanks here. Like I said, I think get ahead of Oziligath then, like, you know, catch him up there, got Flak Pants arriving. Benedira withdrawing. 368 versus 367. And there's another entering the airdrop tier for Ferig. And a mod of Oziligath spotting troops as well there. Not going to go for the pan anytime soon. Would appear. 368 versus 360, pretty close there. South here, Pioneer spotting some all of Ferig's mines. Aircraft shot at the sky, and kaboom!
Enemy forces have captured
Apparently all American reconnaissance planes are carrying around a lot of explosives.
We have a new Marder tank destroyer.
Munition surplus for Ferig there for cheaper abilities and upgrades. Quiet for once, though. Ferig's mortar tube is about to break that silence. Don't see those Oziligath putting up more bleed 9 times reach upon Sir Ferig. Ferig needs something about this state of affairs soon.
Victory point is under enemy control.
South side here, building with March support striking in here. Got Ferig's men here trying to prevent a further advance. Also got a tank in there, and grenades dodged here with some agility here by Ferig's rifleman, but stumbling a bit and then taking some damage nonetheless. Something is sealed here, Starsturm. People moving in, going in hard for Deutschland. 365, 338.
Making provisions for an officer's quarters.
Officer's quarters there for Oziligath. Always a solid upgrade time when you got that many units there. Who just hanging back, supply drops there for Ferig. Question is now, will it be the rocket strike or will it be the carbon bombing? And there go Ferig with a tank depot. Found off them before too big a problem, but we got the anti-tank half there ready to bombard. Almost got it wiped. You do get grenades. In theory, that could have caused a crew. Became necessary. Anti-tank half-tank square fun. Wonderful hit then the Stu D in the center, rather engaging the Jaegers further south. German forces preparing for a deeper flank into Ferig's flank. Possibly not. We'll have to see. Definitely feels like he's got the initiative, and Ferig is definitely struggling to reclaim it.
They're aiming for stationary targets. Move!
Tank depot halfway down there for Ferig. Man who ferries the keys. Kept me in a lot of trouble there. Got entering, scores a great hit in the arm of the Flak Panzer. He's going to try and rush it, and wow, what was that sound? That was like just some massive crash. South here starts from trouble right. We got more rushing in there. We go. So we got the drawing Flak Panzer almost knocked out here. Entering half tech and the tank of the there go. Got it. Could lose the entering half tech here to the Marder. Nice shot there. Actually allows him to withdraw there, as it just kind of prevents him from shooting for a while there. Nice save there by Ferig. Cool, clear-headed. Thumbs up. There goes Oziligath with the Vespa and calling it in for some self-propelled artillery business. Bit of quiet here, but again, things getting broken there by Ferig's mortar tube as always.
The enemy has 300 points remaining.
30 cal there, getting hammered here by that Vespa.
The enemy has taken a victory point.
Mounting 105 with the howitzer there on a Panzer II chassis. Mortar there forcing away there, Oziligath's machine gun, but the Vespa is definitely, I think, presenting a noble threat here to Ferig and his support weapons. So you will, of course, need to try and deal with that one way or the other, and preferably fast for Ferig's sake. And of course, for Oziligath, it's going to come down to like keeping that thing in one piece. Oh, lost the interesting half-check here. I can only assume that was a mine, or he hadn't repaired and got panzer fast. I wasn't quite paying attention there, but either way, his anti-tank half-check is no more. It is deceased, bereft of life. It has passed on. It has joined the quiet invisible.
Engines running. Standing by for orders. You have orders? Awaiting a target.
He's getting ready for another push here. Ferig could go for Hell, could he go for Shermans? Could also go for 105mm Sherman, and there's definitely merit to like all three options. There you go. Sherman, that's icon, looks as suspicious, not like a Bradley is on the way there. Now, of course, the trick is going to be like for Ferig to like attack the Sherman from a good angle to like, you know, mess up Oziligath's lines. And you know, if you can possibly catch the Marder off guard, quickly destroy it, and then move on to the Vespa. So I think a southern flank is probably like one of the best approach here that Ferig can commit to, because Oziligath is like way too many eyes up north here. And the center obviously is going to be direct into the Marder, and the south side there's a few more openings here because Oziligath's still focusing up north. So I think he has the best chance of catching Oziligath off guard by a flank from the southern side, and of course for Oziligath he needs to keep more troops here just like these to watch, because again, good flank from here, good devastation. You can see that he's actually pulling back his stuff a bit closer to the base, I think anticipating such a maneuver, so that's obviously another way to do it. We'll have to see what happens next. By the way, M41 Sherman, they're pushing southwards. Kennedy is under fire.
Jaeger light infantry on station.
Another Jaeger squad. This late into the game is, I mean, not a bad choice. Kind of forgotten about it, but yeah, does make sense. Putting out around with the tank. Deploying smoke here ahead of time. 2 thumbs up. This is tactically very, you know, sensible, because basically here we see Ferig anticipating the Marder running for some here around here, and so deploying at max range around there, of course, makes it a bit harder for Oziligath to just drive his Marder at the Sherman. So very smart play there by Ferig. 2 thumbs up. Then rubbing it to the Pioneers. Jaeger's about to get polarized here. 52-39. This starts moving in, being bombarded, arriving low on health. 2 men left. Do get a Mark II frag grenade out of the Marder, and supporting here, Sherman. Pitching rush there, you almost got the Marder. In fact, he's set it down there, so he actually makes it hard for him to dodge it here. And he gets, we did see they turn the blend cover, they tried to save it, even Jaeger smoke, but just all too late responses there from Oziligath, who clearly was underestimating Ferig there. And not expecting to have the intense support in the Sherman, so
Require use.
thumbs up to Ferig. That's a pretty smart play. Reasonably smart play. I mean, it's a pretty standard one, but clearly cut under Oziligath's, radar there completely. There's obviously some sensibility to it.
Commandant, territory sector lost.
So, looking a bit rough here for Oziligath, who still has the lead in several ways. Losing the Marder does put him in a tougher spot. Getting blasted there, right from the center, getting absolutely perforated and incinerated as they try to push the center victory point. South Starstorm there, mini-me's there, the Grenadiers with MG pull through. German swing southwards, another Marder there for no, cancels it. The voice perhaps whispering in the back of Oziligath's head that he could take up. And deciding, you know what, screw that, we're going for Marders anyways. Fresh air comes out of Ferig. Sherman there, moving it back up to Rob towards here. Oh, Jaeger's white, absolutely brutal there. Spectacularly so. And
Marder, tank destroyer is ready for combat.
looks like he did go for the rocket strike there. Can't tell because of the cool on icon. Yes, indeed. Didn't get the Vespa, but it was close. Ferig assault continues here. Oziligath free to feel the heat out of Ferig and freedom. Ferig could go for another Sherman here.
The machine gun has been destroyed.
Machine gun wiped. We got airburst shells. We got Vespa fire there. Rout squad's getting wiped. VAR's left behind for the Germans to seize. Come on, Jürgen, pick up some machine and gewehr. But it's American, Herr Feld, people. I don't care. Shoot small bullets in your rifle. Get to it.
The enemy has 200 points and falling.
That's actually a pretty heavily equipped Grenadier squad that actually feed a Browning light machine gun and a Browning automatic rifle. True late war Grenadier experience. It's just hauling around captured equipment. Sherman number 2 there for Ferig. Or mid-early war Eastern Front Grenadier experiences. They were definitely hauling around a lot of captured equipment there. Even early on to the war. Got the Vespa blasting away there.
A Panther Panzer can be deployed to the battlefield.
Going for the call-in Panther, not taking up here for Mr. Oziligath. Grenadier setting out, Starsman on the move as well here. Gus seems to have maybe averted a potential disaster there. The Panther soon there, that could become a problem there for Ferig. At least versus that, he's still got 200 tank guns and a bunch of Shermans, so depending how Oziligath plays the Panther, he can definitely deal with it. Quickly they're getting bombarded, Sherman going for the flank shot, somehow bounced off the sidearm, which is fairly impressive. That definitely did not bounce, but there you go. Panther out here for Oziligath and Deutschland. Panther, of course, famously not fighting in North Africa. Though, in Normandy, the 21st Panzer Division didn't have Panthers never at them, so they actually, in effect, got to borrow a Panther battalion from the 2nd Panzer Division, which in return borrowed a Panther battalion from the 16th Panzer Division. 32 was on 72. They're getting blasted. And supply drops of Ferig. The skies are alive with democracy. Panther on the move, Sherman withdrawing.
A Panther enemy Panzer is awaiting deployment to your zone.
There you go. Some fresh supplies to Ferig. Likely wants us up for another rocket strike here. We can hit the right angle. That could become quite painful there for Oziligath. And the 21st Panzer to be shown. 5th Panzer Grenadier Company here as Ferig and Democracy continues to hammer away here.
You need a heavy Panzer? Shock troops standing by. You have orders?
Going up for a fresh assault with the centre.
We've been promoted!
Germany strikes.
Orders complete! Now get us moving!
Go, Captain takes a minor loss. There's Timmy goes down. Captain shouts, "We're gonna need another Timmy!
You have orders?
Quickly!" What?
We're ready! We're ready.
The guy playing a bit more carefully. I think he's trying to like maybe hope that Ferig makes a commitment he can then punish and just win the game, or maybe he's waiting for something else and stuff to say.
Victory
Or maybe
point
we're
is
waiting for the
under
howitzers
enemy
to like
control.
do some heavy damage there to Ferig's lines before making the push. Almost got the captain. Team now entirely wiped out. North of Ralph's going to try to get the grenadiers pushing in there, heavily equipped. Right from on there we go, supported by the Flak 30 as well here. And a good old shield hunt gun at it. Ferig's driving it. Good to be in a bit of trouble there. 300 vs. 102. Ferig's got the triple cap here, charging for the center of the Sherman. Panther advancing there. Air recons again here. Mod. Oh, got the Sherman. Nice use of the ambush there. Definitely did not count for that possibility there, Mr. Ferig. Got punished hard. Avoid here. Loses the second Sherman though. What an absolutely stunningly painful blow there to Ferig. Honestly, knowing those Jaegers are, he might at least want to have a scout squad out as a spot for them, as they can detect low units. Ralph squad up north, in top with Grenadiers, Panther laying down the law. We got the Mod and the rest withdrawing a bit more to safer positions. Ferig there moving in, trying to maintain control of that triple cap, and we got M18 Hellcats on the way now, deciding enough's enough. Time for the tank destroyers to come out to play. Grenadiers and trouble got fired up rapidly, covering the retreat path there. Grenades as well there. Oh,
Enemy forces have
almost got the
secured
wipe
all
there.
victory points.
And he
Enemy
gets it!
squad
Stinging
has
blow
been
that to
destroyed.
Oziligath. Might be an idea to consider calling in more Starstorm. Or more Jaegers.
Our
Just
adversary is
anything
pushing back.
really.
We are down to 250 points.
No, instead Oziligath goes for the Wirbelwind Flakpanzer. But also just saved up, called in another Studi with Starstorm. Nice bit of smoke there, thumbs up. Mortar back in action for Ferig, freedom, democracy. There you go, and you photoling loose in the Jaegers. But as soon as the position revealed, of course, you see Oziligath's response is swift and German as the best unleashes all it can on it, almost taking out there. And he gets it!
Event is deployed to the field.
What a what? Meanwhile, Wirbelwind Flakpanzer has arrived here for Oziligath. No tech still otherwise here for Oziligath. No Panzer Company continuing.
The enemy
Instead he
is
goes
stealing
for
our
another
territory from us.
Wirbelwind. It's all about the Wirbelwinds now here for Oziligath. There you go, Hellcat engaging it straight on there. Right rushing force to take out the Wirbelwind as fast as possible. Willing to risk the Ralph squad. And here Ferig's just kind of getting screwed over a really bad retreat path. If not one you expected to say. Didn't get completely punished, but he takes out the Wirbelwind. Yikes. I don't know, again, like sometimes units just take like retreat paths that just appear counterintuitive. Not enough about that.
Mortar fire! They're barraging us! Put us to work!
Isn't that Wirbelwind definitely a bit painful? He's actually cancelled the other Wirbelwind. So it looks like Oziligath might reassess some things after losing that one to Hellcat. Gonna go for another Panther. Starstorm, Studi with more Starstorm. That's his only way to get Starstorm. And a part of my mind just keeps thinking he actually has the Panzer Company. Because I wanted, but... Ferig, go for another Hellpitzer, go for another Sherman. Oh, we do like to get another Studi there. Two thumbs up. Not the most common choice there, but it does mean he gets more Starstorm, it does mean he gets a Stu there to blast the infantry, and that's pretty solid. 260, 161. Charging heavy minesweepers there, of course, Ferig ready to discover some of Oziligath's trickery, but still hits another mine slightly north of that. Black Fay lining up here. Engineers keep up the assault. We got 260, 161. Push continues. Oziligath's Grenadiers heroically fling a grenade there. D starts on the move here, straight to an anti-tank gun. Panther, more stars from Yiggs heading for a southern push here. Looks like Oziligath might be a slightly tricky maneuver here versus Ferig, looking to outplay him.
Assault groups await the call to battle.
We'll have to see how this ends up. There you go, Vesper fire, anti-tank in deep trouble. Southern push continues, lining up for flanking the 30 cal in the south. Thumbs up. Center falling to democracy. There you go, flak 30 versus the machine gun there, but it's getting hit by heavy mortar fire. Sherman again there for Ferig. Rather than dashing towards the cutoff or the fuel point here. Yiggs as the 30 cal starts moving back. A lot of action going on here. Marder in trouble as Ferig just goes straight for the center. Knocking out the Marder, but flank is exploded to the Panther. Best frontal lines here of Ferig's most heroic riflemen. Champions of democracy. Heralds of freedom. In the south here, machine gun pushed off by the heroic efforts of the Jaegers, claiming the southern victory point for das Vaterland, the Third Reich. D-Starstorm Panther on the move, Grenadiers also advancing in. Marder slowly once more arriving here to support Oziligath's claims to this particular map. Vesper scoring a direct on the anti-tank, crew shocked, discombobulated, dead even. Wow, this Vesper barracks is just doing it all. Almost.
We have a new Marder.
Starstorm almost finished off the remaining one. Sherman moving in, Marder ready. Trying to finish off that anti-tank and before Ferig gets his hands on it. Once more. Now, Oziligath withdraws here pretty quickly, not willing to risk the Panther getting knocked out here. South Sherman there going straight for the southern victory point. You see there, Oziligath's almost got a triple cap against Ferig once more. Marder racing southward, speeding ahead across the hot desert sands. Wow, that anti-tank just isn't getting hit at all. Okay, there we go. That was like a lot of misses on that one.
Victory point is
Never mind for Oziligath, thumbs up. And of course another barrage out of his Vesper. How close is that to Vetri 3? Whoops. Yeah, it's there. Very close to Vetri 3. Very close, which point let's get some nice boosts there. I guess if it was a squirrel hiding out in the desert. Turn 16 was 110. Grenadier starts something slightly pushed back here as Ferig goes in the offensive once more. Oziligath is slightly, I think, trying to bait Ferig into something here. He's just careful withdrawing. In the center, fresh smoke screen signaling an attack here from Ferig to grab the center victory point from right under the German noses.
Do not falter now.
Tons of Grenadier company for Oziligath at this point likely means, obviously, Stugs. No, more likely Nebenwerfers or maybe some packs. Would be cool though with Stugs. And it's Stugs, not Stugs. Artillery fire again, trying to silence the support weapons. Further South America's high pressure with pioneers starts to make a counterattack here. Laden with automatics, they make short work of those Ravens into the 40 to the US 1st Armored Division C Company. Hellcat coming in, they're going for the Stu D. This has got their bit being squeezed by his opponent. Trying to use the Panther on the Hellcat doesn't quite work out in his favor, I think, is the better way to say that one. It's the more dramatic way to say it in a subtle manner. And here starts from the center, pushing back the anti-tank gun, Sherman moving forwards. Marder withdrawing. Threat fire.
We are losing control of a sector.
Need to fix up the Panther. De-rolling in. Damage engine on the Panther. Blown out. German entering the Stuke D. We could see a blow here to Oziligath. That could be quite painful. Panther and Stuke D about to get knocked out at the same time. A grievous blow here.
Our brave infantry has been killed.
It looks like Ferig, there you go. Knocks out Oziligath. So close yet so far. Well played though, both players. I do feel like Oziligath probably would have benefited at times from being a bit more aggressive at times, but in the south I feel like he gave Ferig way too much, wiggle rooms, like, to stay in the fight. Still, fantastic fight. Let's hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something from it. This is Imperial Cheers, and see you all tomorrow for another episode. Bye everyone.